Hello everyone, it is Wednesday, January 13th, 2021. Of course, today was New Comic Book Day, which means right now it's time for the new comic book video. It wasn't a real big week for books, but there were a couple of really hot titles that people were really going crazy over, just really trying to snatch up what they could on that. Sold out very, very quickly. And unfortunately, DC, most of the shops here in town didn't get their DC books, so only one shop got it. I was able to get 2 titles off of that. And then I picked up some back issue books the last week that I'm going to show because, again, I said I'm going to try and show more of those. Not so much that they're vintage, although there is a few vintage in there, but just some Bronze Age and some more modern stuff. And then a company called Sigma Comics has sent me an advance copy of a new book of theirs. Not so much an advanced copy, but they sent me a copy of it so I can kind of review it on here. So I'm going to talk about that. So let's jump right into the books. First one up, Future State Dark Detective #1. Hoping this is a better Batman story than the Future State Batman book, which I really wasn't wild about, but I will give it an additional try because I am a big Batman fan. And one of the books that were really jumping off the shelves, Teen Titans #1, first appearance of a character named Red X in comics, so there's that there. And that was it for DC. Like I said, a lot of the shops didn't get their DC stuff. There's delays in shipment from Diamond, so there was that. Immortal Hulk #42, I got the nullified version. I thought this was really cool right here. That is a cover purchase. And this next one is also a cover purchase. Immortal Hulk 42. Of course, a homage to the really nice Tales to Astonish cover of the same type. You know, a little bit different artwork, of course, obviously, but again, really, really cool Silver Surfer right there. And then another cover purchase that I picked up, the Frost Giant's Daughter. I just thought that was a pretty cool cover right there, so I picked one of those up. That's an independent one right there. And then last from Marvel, Gwynnum versus Carnage. There were a couple of covers on this one. This is the one I liked here, so I picked that up. And then, of course, the hot book. Well, let's go to the other one. This is a book that I talked about earlier in one of my past videos. It was one of my picks that I gave people for a January release back in December. This is from Abstract Studio. This is Terry Moore's Serial. I read this book, kind of a cool concept. I'm looking forward to issue #2. This was selling out really good. The issue with this book is, for some reason, a lot of them came damaged, so it was real hard to find them in really good condition. So I was happy to get a couple of these in really good condition. That's Serial from Abstract. And, of course, doesn't need any introduction. This book is already selling upwards of $20 plus online. This is Ha Ha from Image. This was another book I talked about for January release. So I talked about this back in December, told people to get on it. This was the blank variant, obviously. Cover A. And cover B. I am looking forward to reading this. Of course, same people who did Ice Cream Man did this one here. And again, this was one of the, the Serial and the Ha Ha were books that I had mentioned in December for January releases, maybe late November, early December. So again, selling for over $20. So I hopefully, when I gave that video out and that information, you guys jumped on that because it is a really, really nice book. If you hear the dogs in the background, because my wife is coming home and they go crazy when she comes home. The next book I picked up, came from a company called Sigma Comics. They reached out and said, hey, we've been watching your channel, monitoring your channel. Do you mind if we send you one of our new books and you kind of show it? So this is a book called Here Comes Calico. You can tell already right away it is pretty much a Black Panther style character. Now I read this book and this book is kind of interesting to me. This is kind of the artwork inside right here. Not a really, crazy artwork. But the premise of the book is Calico is a character who defends abused animals. If an animal is being abused, Calico's character will go and avenge that animal by, beating up and taking care of the humans that are hurting the animals. It's very much a pro-animal comic book. You know, I'm a big animal lover. My wife and I love animals, and so it was kind of cool. Not that it's going to be, a bestseller, but it is a really cool concept. It's a cheap book. It's a $2.99 book. It's supposed to be an 8-issue book. So again, Sigma Comics, they sent this here. There it is right there. There's the character again. It's kind of like a Black Panther type character. They also sent me a poster. They sent me a poster of the character, which I thought was really good. Thank you from Sigma Comics for that. And, you know, my recommendation is go online, go check out their website, Sigma Comics. It's Sigma Twitter right there, Sigma Comics right there. And there's a Thor character, you know, holding up the Sigma sign. And then go order it online, help the company out. Again, it's a small independent company, and you know I love independent companies, independent books. And again, I thought the story was pretty interesting. I like the concept. I'm going to probably go out there and, you know, order the other issues as they become available. But with small companies like this, they need your support in order to get their product out there. It can't be everything Marvel and DC, so help a little guy out. Sigma Comics, here comes Calico, issue number 1. You can buy it online. Take care of that, because you know what? I think it's a pretty fun book. I like the concept, and we'll just kind of go from that. So Sigma Comics, thank you so much for sending that. I'll show it one more time. Kind of a cool cover. Book came in really, really great condition too. They really gave me a really nice copy, because this is an all black cover for the most part. And so as you know, even the smallest of damage comes up on that. So Sigma Comics, again, really, really like the concept. You know, anybody who helps animals or avenges animals that are being abused is all right in my book. So I'll keep supporting that. And so I did pick up some back issues, nothing really fancy. Again, if you can find them in good condition and you can pick them up at a fairly cheap price, or a price that you're happy with, pick them up, because some of this stuff's getting harder and harder to find. So let's show some of the stuff I picked up in the last week. Spawn number 10. Spawn 33. All these in super, super high grade condition. Spawn 25, really nice cover right there. Spawn 30, always like that cover right there for some reason. Really, really nice cover. Again, all these being done by McFarlane, really, really cool. Spawn 32. Uh, 36. Girl ain't really in a very good position right there, but that's still a really, really nice cover. A very hard cover to find, and a pretty sought after cover, especially people who collect Christmas themed items. This is Spawn 39 with Capullo as well. Really, really nice cover right there. I love Christmas covers or things that have like a Christmas theme to it. So this was a definite, and I found this, and again, these are in really, really high grade condition. And I picked them up at a really good price. As you know, early Spawn is getting harder and harder to find, especially a lot of the short print Spawns that are in the 200s are going for really, really good money. And the last Spawn book I picked up is number 59. And this is another book that a lot of people try to pick up right there. There's that one there. And that is it for the Spawns. And then I picked up one Iron Man book, which is Iron Man 77, graded this 8.0. And that's from 1975. Thor 257 from 1976 with Hela right there. Really good. Cool cover. 253 from 1976. $262 from 1977. $274. This is The Death of Balder the Brave from 1978. From 78 also, number 278, and this is a Buscema. He did the cover and the artwork in here. This is 279 from 1978. This is a very famous bondage cover right there. And from 1979, the last one from the Thor, 282. 282 right there. And it's funny because that character right there always kind of reminded me of a Moon Knight, if the, you know, the hood was a little closer over his face, but there's that right there. And then I did pick up, what is it, 5 vintage books there. We picked up the first one, Thor 164. This is the 3rd cameo appearance of him, and this is Kirby cover and art. So there's a lot going for this book. This is Thor 150 from 1967. This is also Kirby cover and art. Really cool right there. Not a high grade book, but a really nice cover on that. And the cover, you know, even though the book isn't in, you know, super high grade condition, it's still mid grade. And the color really pops on that, has really, really nice eye appeal. And again, like I said, 12 centers, harder and harder to find. So if you can find them in decent condition, you're probably going to want to grab those. Thor 156. This is also Kirby cover and art. I just love the old covers where, you know, he's wielding the hammer like that. Kind of a Kirby staple when it comes to Thor. Really nice right there. Again, really nice eye appeal on this for a nice mid-grade copy. Number 154 from 1968. This is the first appearance of Mangog. It's also Kirby cover and art. And something on the very last page is a half-page advertisement for Silver Surfer #1 that was coming out. Again, this was from 1968. And again, that's just classic Kirby right there. Really nice green background. You got Thor's just kind of popping out of the screen right there with the color. Really, really nice looking book right there. And again, not overly expensive. You can find those pretty cheap in that condition. But again, things like Thor, Iron Man, Daredevil, you can find those 12-cent covers, 12-cent, you know, early 15 centers, especially when you start getting into, you know, the 25, 30-cent covers. You can find those super cheap because they're not a very expensive book. And so finally, the last book I picked up, you'll know this one here. This is Wonder Woman 199, 52-page giant. Of course, that is the very classic bondage cover right there. You've seen this issue, you know, image on some posters. You see it a lot at comic conventions. Really, really cool cover right there. Pretty well sought after. It usually sells, you know, fairly well when you find it in halfway decent condition. Again, this is more of a mid-grade, you know, 4, 5 cover book right here. But again, really, really nice eye appeal. It has nice presentation. But again, if you're honest with it, there are some issues with the book. But still, one of those books that you buy because it's just really, really nice. So those are the books that I picked up. One little note today that I had was, you know, it's funny that we talked about the book Ha Ha and the Teen Titan books. Of course, people were really looking forward to those books coming out. The speculators were out in force. And when I went to one of the shops I went to, Cosmic Comics, there was a line of people. And they opened the doors at 10 o'clock like they always do. And there was one guy who immediately went towards the back where the independents are. And, you know, Cosmic is one of those shops that they just put the books up there. They don't care what they're selling for. But they limit their books to one a person unless you pre-order, for the simple fact that they want people to be able to get the book and read the book themselves. And so this guy had never seen them before. And he just went back there and he grabbed every copy of cover A of Ha Ha off the shelf and turned to walk away. And a couple of the people in there were like, hey, you can't take the whole stack. And he just got kind of pissy and moany about it. Like, what do you mean I can't take the whole stack? I can't buy what I want? Well, no, you can't buy the whole stack. And that's the issue I have with flippers and speculators. This book is already selling for, like I said, in the $18 to $25 range. So a guy like that's going to grab all 20 copies off the shelf. And some shops might have let him buy it. He's going to go and he's going to immediately throw it up on eBay. He doesn't care anything about it. And that's what hurts the industry. That's why a lot of people don't like flippers, because they're in it for the quick buck and they screw the regular customer who wants to actually read the story about that. Now, like I said, I told people about Ha Ha back in late November for my January picks. along with Serial and a couple of other books. As a matter of fact, I think I have here Scout's Honor. I talked about that. I Breathe the Body, which is coming out from Aftershock. Serial from Abstract. Ha Ha. And those are the books that I talked about, in late November, early December, about January releases, and told guys, if you can, told everybody, if you can get on those, get on them now, because they're going to be hot books. Well, so far, those have all sold very, very well. Scout's Honor, Ha Ha, and Serial. And then, of course, I Breathe the Body is coming out, hasn't come out yet, but I am looking forward to that one as well, because I think that's going to be another one that's going to be really, really hot. So, again, do a little research. Now, I don't catch everyone. Sometimes I can't get the orders in on time, or, I don't have time to do it. But I am pretty good at finding that stuff out. I just don't like people who wait till the last minute and then get all pissy and moany when they don't get to buy, multiple copies, or they get mad at the store owners because, you didn't order enough copies of this book. Well, the store ordered what they wanted to order. They're just not here to order for you because you feel like coming in here. These are the ones who, they open up a box, they take all the hot books out, and then they'll, throw the rest of the stuff up on the shelves, which sucks for the store because they have to pay for those books. So there was that. Again, not a real big week. And we've talked about a lot of different things as it relates to, paring back how much I'm going to spend, or just picking on certain books, because again, DC with Future States rebooting everything. The stories haven't been all that great. Teen Titans is going to sell real well because of the first appearance of Red X. But there are other books coming out, down the road that are going to be real popular, that are going to sell really well, as well. But, most of the money right now, a lot of the big books that are coming out are a lot of independent stuff. So look for the independents. And like I said, Sigma Comics, and, here comes Calico. Give that book a chance if you want. Again, I'm going to show more of these. If you have things that you want to see, I'll show more stuff like that. I'm just kind of rattling on, trying to think of something, make sure I cover everything on this. And again, I'm not bad-mouthing anybody who's trying to make a buck on comic books, because everybody wants to do that. But, be respectful to the people there. Just don't jump up when you have, 7 people waiting behind you to get their one copy of the book, and then take everything off the shelves and try to walk away, and then get all pissy and moany and surprised when you don't get to do it. So there was that. So that's pretty much all we have. I appreciate all the positive comments. I appreciate the subscribers who like the channel. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell so you know when the new videos come out. Again, I'll just keep these videos coming. I am looking forward to 2021, and we're going to keep having a really good year. Hopefully some comic shows come up to where we can actually get out there again and mingle and get back into the comic book community. So that's pretty much all we have today. So I hope you liked the video, but as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great, great day. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in a few days.